number 6, exercise. I love to exercise. Before going through burnout, I used to run marathons, and the gym was my social club. Lifting weights and doing cardio classes were my buzz. Now I love getting into nature with hiking, riding my bike, and I'm looking forward to kayaking this summer. I often hear, especially from people working from home, the challenge it is to fit exercise into their busy schedule. I recommend making a hard stop between work and home life. It used to be that after work, you'd jump in your car, rock out to some music, or put on some soothing jazz, whatever your passion, and by the time that you reached home, you'd feel better. If you're working from home, a few things you can do include cleaning up your desk before finishing for the day, closing the door to your office so it no longer beckons you, turning off phone, text, and social media notifications, and leaving your phone and other work related screens in a work only place out of reach of your personal life. Amy, what are some tips you have for getting exercise, and what foods can fuel your fitness?
That's a great question, Bonita. First of all, before I give my tips, I wanted to say all of the tips that you gave there are so doable. They're so simple and achievable, and I love that. I think that we often make things far more difficult than they need to be. So, whether it's an exercise plan or it's a dietary plan, we end up adding all kinds of rules onto the things that we want to do, and then we just get overwhelmed because it seems so unachievable. So for me and exercise, I like to just keep things simple. So getting up from your desk, leaving your workspace, setting it aside, leave your phone at home. It will be fine without you, and go for a walk. Go for a walk around your block. Do something really simple. Find a little forest trail and just spend some time in nature moving your body. I think it can be just as simple as that. And then obviously, if you're a person that likes watching online videos, there's all kinds of really interesting people, and locally too, that are offering fitness instructors, yoga instructors that are offering online options. Support local and take note of some of those classes, and make sure you're stretching your body and you're breathing deeply. Exercise doesn't have to hurt to count. One of the things that I think about food is that we just want to keep it simple again. So making sure we're well hydrated during the day, making sure we're having a good variety of food. So often we can kind of hear about the latest and greatest superfood, and we think, oh, I have to eat that and every single day and maybe multiple times a day in order to get the effect. But the reality is that our body does much better when we have a wide variety of food. So making that a key component, making sure we're getting in those complex carbs. So things like whole grains are great. Whole grain oats, maybe brown rice, maybe a sprouted bread or a sourdough bread. Those are good, but there's so many good complex carbs in fruits and vegetables. So when we think about carbs, we really should be focusing on that. We want to make sure we're getting a good amount of protein to keep our bodies going, to keep us full. We want to make sure that we're also getting a good amount of healthy fat. Fat can be our friend. Obviously, there are some fats there that just aren't going to work and serve us well in the long run, but there are so many good healthy fats from avocados and olives and nuts and seeds that we want to be getting in and feeding our brain with. So I think when it all boils down to it is, whatever you would eat for everyday good nutrition, we want to eat when we're exercising as well. Clearly, there's a difference if you are training for a specific event, then those things can kind of change and be nudged a little bit in one direction or another. But I think it just goes back to keep it simple.